Good morning, YouTube. It's Black Tiger Miner here. Welcome you guys back to the Black Tiger Miner YouTube channel. And of course, the halving is today. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff to expect from the halving and different events and things that might be going on that you guys aren't familiar with or weren't ready or didn't know about from the halving. So, welcome to the BTM channel. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And just doing a sound check real quick, testing 1, 2. So I'll make sure the sound's there. We live. So happy Friday. We made it. Uh Thankfully, everything worked out, and we are back live on the BTM YouTube channel. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And just checking something real quick, and we'll get to it. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Trying to check something. I probably should do this beforehand, but whatever. See if we can. So let me know what you guys think about the halving or what's happening. Or let me see something. Dang it. Okay, cool. So let's see if we can click to this. I guess let's start with Twitter. First off, don't forget to sign up to the Black Tiger Miner Twitter page. Let me see here. Running a little late, so I didn't get everything set up as usual, but it'll come together, right? Don't trip. Because we are ready here waiting for the halving, which happens in 10 hours, 50 minutes, and 15 seconds. So the day we've been waiting for almost, what is this? 3 years, 4 years? I don't know how long you guys been in crypto, but we've been waiting for this day for a few years. So I'm definitely anxious to see how things turn out today. Don't forget to sign up for the Patreon. Black Tiger Miners Patreon. I'm trying to keep it updated, but it's a lot going on. It's a lot of information. Shout out to AR, Black Tiger Miners, the Army, better yet, the Navy. Shout out to the Air Force, and Elon Musk gets us rolling. Gonna be in space one day, so shout out to the Space Force. So back to Twitter. I don't know why this is not coming up, but this is, what is this? The historical event, the halving, which I'm not.
Bitcoin halving expected to happen either today or tomorrow. Top analysts say that the impact is already priced in currently. Bitcoin prices right now 65,000, moving up even higher. Joining us right now is Matt Hogan. He's a Bitwise Asset Management CIO. Good morning to you. Let's speak about the halving, and let's speak about what you think happens to the value of Bitcoin. Is this a buy the rumor, sell the news situation, or is there something else to think about?
Andrew, good to see you. Glad to be on. I think this is a buy the news event if you pan out long term. You know, if you look historically at halvings, the price action around the halving, if you look out a week or 2 weeks, is relatively muted. But if you look out a year, the Bitcoin price has rallied substantially after each of the past 3 halvings, and I think it will do so again. I think you can overthink this. The amount of new supply of Bitcoin coming into the market is being cut in half. We're removing $11 billion of annual supply. I think big picture, that has to be good for price, and that's what I would expect over the next year.
What do you make of the debate we've been having, and you've probably seen it, hopefully, over the past week, since the retaliatory attack, and now this other retaliatory attack overnight? There's been this question about, you know, is it a store of value? Is it a safe haven? What do people do in this moment when there are these geopolitical risks? And what does it say about what the price movement has looked like over the past week and a half?
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of cross currents in Bitcoin's price right now. There's ETF demand, there's the halving, there's tax related selling, and of course, there's these geopolitical events. I think you can try to read too much into the short term trading activity. It's better to pan out. If you look big picture, it's done a great job of protecting us against inflation post COVID. I think eventually it will be a good hedge against geopolitical disruptions, but it's a bit too much to ask for Bitcoin to both be a perfect risk off.
So let me know what you guys think. You think this is a buy the news event, or buy the news, sell the, what do you say? Buy the news, sell the, I can't remember how that goes. But basically, he's saying it's just an event that happens to sell news, right? Get newspapers, get people excited. And it's really not going to be much different for today, which I think he's right. Right. We're not going to see any huge pumps. Nothing's going to take off, but it's just going to bring more people's interest into Bitcoin and crypto.
Asset and deliver exponential returns. It's an emerging risk off asset. When it gets to be fully mature and is a perfect hedge for the events like we saw in Iran and Israel over the past week or so, those exponential returns will be gone. So I think you have to keep that big picture in mind. Bitcoin is still growing into what it will eventually be.
It's also done a good job of protecting the gains that Bitcoin built into the ETF conversions. And so I'm wondering, Matt, a lot of people were already positioning for the next ETF, an ETH ETF, but the VanEck CEO recently said that he thinks that the application will be rejected. What are your thoughts on whether or not that will actually happen? That was the next great catalyst, supposedly, in terms of the next, crypto to see that big run.
Yeah, we have a filing at the SEC right now for an Ethereum ETF, so I can't speak to that specific filing. But I think actually the bigger catalyst is still with Bitcoin itself. The biggest unlock is coming probably in Q3 and Q4 when the major wirehouses turn on access to Bitcoin. So we haven't really even got through the full totality of the Bitcoin ETF launch. I think we will get an Ethereum ETF eventually. I think it'll be.
And I disagree there. I don't think there's going to be an Ethereum ETF. I know a lot of people are excited about Ethereum and are really hyped on Ethereum. But I'm telling you guys, until Ethereum gets these fees under control, there's not going to be a whole lot going on with Ethereum. I don't care what you say or what you try to sell me on. If you buy Ethereum for $99 and paid $93 in fees, who in their right mind is going to do that purchase? Maybe people that are rich, but the average person is not going to spend half the amount of purchase to purchase something, right? And I think that's just going to slowly push Ethereum out, and Base is going to come up, Solana's going to come up, Uniswap, and all the rest of these exchanges and swaps are going to continue to push up as Ethereum continues to slide. And I would be very shocked if the Ethereum ETF gets approved. But let me know what you guys think about that as well.
Maybe later this year, maybe early next year, and that will be exciting as well. But there's a lot more to come on Bitcoin specifically. There's a lot of reasons to be excited about Bitcoin specifically before we move on to the next thing, which is Ethereum.
Is your sense that it's the ETF where you're going to see most of the action? If you look at what sort of how Bitcoin gets acquired, if you will, by investors, how much of this is going to be the ETF versus the underlying asset, and does it matter?
I don't think it matters, except in the sense that what ETFs have done is they've unlocked the ability for professional investors to access this market. It's very difficult for endowments, for advisors, for family offices to buy buy Bitcoin on an app. It's much easier in an ETF. So I think the marginal new buyers are in the ETF, right? Professional investors control most of the wealth. They've just started being able to access Bitcoin because of this ETF launch. So I think that's where the marginal activity will take place. But of course,
and I do agree with him there. Basically, with the Bitcoin ETFs, you can buy it in a safer place. So there's no reason to have to be down with the animals and the savages trying to buy things off the exchange and mess with these shady exchanges and these shady swaps where people like FTF and KuCoin and Mexi are taking your money and disappearing and setting up stakings that disappear. I know so many people that staked and the staking site, company, app, website disappeared, right? And took their crypto and so many scams. So I think the ETF is a safer way for people to invest. And I suspect banking and financial institutions are going to pick up on that. And that's going to start to pry the price of Bitcoin up. And the price of Bitcoin after the halving is becoming more scarce. So that's also going to push the price up. So this is happy Bitcoin halving, stock to flow doubling. In 6 months, let me see here. Before the halving, insiders forerun its price 2x. And 6 months after halving, miners revenue adjusts price 2x. 6 to 8 million after the halving, the rest of the market rushes to get a piece of the pie 4x. And he's right. Once the price goes up, Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin year 2 halving, Bitcoin year 2 before halving. So it's flat. Once the halving happens, it comes up. And around the halving, it's coming up. So I do agree with that as well. Let me know what you think about it in the chat. You guys are quiet today. Where you at? Okay, so we did that video and I like this. I think this is pretty cool. Me and the boys around our Bitcoin full node as the halving draws near at block 840,000, right? They're holding the blocks. The miners are holding the blocks. This is Black Tiger Miner. And I'm telling you guys, the blocks are going to hit like crazy at some point. But right now, they're slowing down the blocks to slow down the halving. And I think this is a pretty good. Let me run this real quick.
This is €500,000 in shredded real currency. Why is this the reason that Bitcoin is so great? Well, this is unlimited. This is worthless. Bitcoin is limited. Bitcoin is not confiscatable. This is confiscatable. Please remember that the flaws of the fiat currency system are the reason why Bitcoin is beautiful, are the reason why I think Bitcoin is going to go to millions of US dollars per Bitcoin in the future. This is €500,000 in shredded real currency.
Yeah, that's what I tell people a lot, right? You can play around with currency or fiat currency, but you're not going to be able to do a whole lot with Bitcoin, right? It's not like somebody can come to your house and steal your Bitcoin, right? Even the government has to go through several steps to acquire Bitcoin or to acquire scammers to get Bitcoin. So that's one of the main things. It's not like you got $1 million under the bed and they can come in and just take it. There's a lot of steps you got to go through to get the Bitcoin. So it is a safe hedge for inflation, and it's also a safe way to store large amounts of money. And that's why there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in crypto. But I'm telling you guys, there's always a safe haven putting your money in the cryptocurrency. And there's a lot of scams too. So be careful. The Bitcoin halving is coming. I think this is weird. I just thought about it. She's actually trying to cut the Bitcoin in half. But that's pretty cool. But this is my main man, George Jefferson. Good morning, lovely people. Which altcoin are you buying and which 500x meme coins are you investing? Me, like you're promising picks, I will load up my bags. And this is my main man, George, getting down on a Friday. Shout out to Friday and happy Friday, people. And this is also me training for altcoin season. And you can see this guy is, I don't know what this is crazy. This fool is on 2 bikes. And I don't even know why he has this metal thing on. Like, this doesn't make any sense. But he's definitely trading hard for getting ready for altcoin season. And like I've been telling you guys, been preaching the apostle here. Bitcoin and altcoin season is about to take off. See if we can get a closer George here getting down. I don't know what happened. Why this doesn't go big screen, I don't know either. And this is Bitcoin halving, what to expect. With Bitcoin halving hours away, analysts reveal secrets, reveal keys to industry rivals. And this is Homer Simpson. The halving is near, only hours away. And this is me and when my wife says altcoins are stupid. And I don't know why there's always a lot of.
It's the only secure database that's ever been invented. That's the technology. You fail to understand that it's a new technology that is as profound as the printing press or the electric light bulb. You're comparing it to things that you shouldn't be comparing it to. It makes no sense. It's the only secure database that's ever been invented. That's the technology. You fail to understand that it's a new.
Oh my God, this guy has way more conviction.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
I don't know if you guys are that much conviction as this guy.
That is as profound as the printing press or the electric light bulb. You're comparing it to things that you shouldn't be comparing it to. It makes no sense. It's the only secure database.
We need to hire this guy for the SEC. He actually knows what's going on versus Gensler. And I've been looking at some things that saying Gensler might step down. So I guess the SEC is losing this battle and going to lose this fight, which I told you guys. The government cannot outlast crypto, right? I mean, they're trying, but it ain't going to happen. Crypto is bigger than the government, right? I told you guys that in the beginning. It's only a matter of time. So this is total altcoins market cap update. Losing 225 billion on a weekly is not a good sign in the short term. And this is somebody else. I guess you guys are going crazy. I guess you guys are going crazy for meme coins. But this don't make no sense either. Like, how did this guy even fall off the ramp? And how is he even okay? It looked like it hurt. He looks like he's injured. What were you doing trying to come down this ramp? And how did you fall off? But again, bad was up. Wow. I like it hurt for real. Piss poor preparation produces poor performance. And all you had to do was slow down, Slick. Why'd you even turn the wheel in? And when it started to tip, why did you try to jump off? Right? I don't know. But moving forward, don't forget to sign up for the Black Tiger Miner Patreon page. I'm trying to update it so I can link you to the Discord, and there's a bot there. So once you sign up for the Patreon, it links you over to Discord. So I just got to get the Discord updated and get more information over there as well. And I guess the top 10 upcoming listings on Coinbase, you can see Caspa, Ton, Dog with a Hat, Q, Inu. I don't know what this B-Rise is. I don't know what this Caddy is. It's Baby Dodge. This Neo and Rio. There's Caspa, Ton, Dog with a Hat, Cat Coin. I don't know about that. Baby Dodge Coin. Bone, Shiba Swap Pass. BitGert. BitGert? Don't know. Coin Inu, Koi Inu. I don't know how to say that. I say that wrong all the time. So it's a hen. Okay. Rilo. I don't know. I guess that was the last one. So let's look at the bubbles real quick, and then we're going to start going back to these Bitcoin altcoin videos. Book of Memes down, up 7.9. Solana's up 5.3. Songbird's up 4.1. Fetch is up 5.3. USTC's up 2.4. Sorry. Lithium, it's hanging in there, up 7.8. Keep an eye on it. Pith is up 2.5. Singular's up 4.1. Arbitron's down 4.1. And I had an Arbitron video I was going to show you guys. Dang it. Ocean's up 2.2. Flock is up 2.4. Rose is up 8.2. H-bar is up 2.3. Dog with a Hat is up 17.8%. I might need to get back into that. Bonk's up 4. Pepe's up 1.8. They said Pepe was going to make a run. It ain't looking like it. Myro's up 6.3. I might look into Myro as well. As it keeps coming, it keeps pumping. So Myro is actually doing pretty well. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to hit that like button, guys. Wake up. It's Friday. Let's freaking go. Blur's up 2.8. Ornize up 8.3. Ondu is down 6.2. I should have waited to buy that. Oh well. Inject's up 1.2. LCX is down 1.7. Sorry, Orna's down 2.6. EHEX is down 5%. Stats is up 7.5. SCI's actually Satoshi's is up 7.5. SCI is up 6.3. Flux is up 2.2. And I'm hearing a lot of people getting out of Flux. So let me know what you guys think about that as well. Go ahead and comment if you guys are out there. MIX is up 4.2. Turbo's down 1.7. Come on, Turbo. KDA ADA Cardano is up. I don't see KDA actually on here anywhere. That's weird. That is weird. ZEP's down 6%. AVT's down. Myra's down. I was comparing Zeph to what is that? Cubic. And somebody was telling me Cubic is not going to pan out. And I disagree. So let me know what you think about Cubic versus Zeph for CPU mineable tokens. And Safe Moon's up 31%. I don't know why people are putting money in Safe Moon. It's kind of weird. And I definitely don't trust them. So let me know if you guys are in it and thinking about it. Render's up 2.6. XRP's down 0.8. I don't know why people are still looking at XRP either. I've been looking at XRP for over a year. XRP has not hit $1 in 2 years, right? I like the project. I like what they're talking about. I like all the information. I just need for them to get over $1. Come on, XRP. So then let's look at Caspa's hash rate is 2.5 or 215.7 actually. Percent mine is 81.48. Next reduction 16 days to 110 Cas. Caspa's down 5.8. Come on. To 11.3 cents. And then this is my main man, Altcoin Daily. And he's talking about, drum roll, please. What is this? Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and share button. I only got 1 like on the video. You guys don't like the video? Come through for your boy on Friday. So let's see here.
What is the Bitcoin halving? Well, the Bitcoin halving is when the supply faucet, the amount of Bitcoin coming into the supply, gets cut in half.
So this is explaining the Bitcoin halving. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and go ahead and comment. Where you guys at today?
And to be clear, that doesn't mean the supply of Bitcoin gets cut in half. No, that's not what happens.
$25 million, $50 million, $75 million, $100 million. My name is Christian Mick.
There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin ever.
That was kind of interesting for a second there, but we got to get back to business. Back to Bitcoin.
Ever in existence. That's one of the fundamental selling points. And Bitcoin is scarce. For example, it's like gold. Gold is scarce too, although we don't really know how much gold there is underground. We're digging up more and more different amounts every single day, and we sure as hell don't know how much gold there is in space. But gold is scarce. That's one of the reasons it has value, and it just has perceived scarcity. Bitcoin has mathematical scarcity. It's code. It is unchanging. It's open, transparent. It's public code. Anybody can watch it. But the point is, the Bitcoin halving is when that supply faucet gets chopped in half. Right now, the annual inflation rate for Bitcoin, at least for the last 4 years, has been 1.7%. And gold's inflation rate is always about 1 to 2% per year, depending on how much they want to choose to dig up and other costs, etc. So
Bitcoin inflation is better than gold? Literally, Bitcoin is more precious than gold? I don't believe it. Tell us something, Altcoin.
you could make the argument that Bitcoin for the last 4 years has been equally as scarce as gold in terms of annual inflation rate. After today, everything changes. Bitcoin's inflation rate drops from 1.7% to under 1%, exactly 0.85%. We've never seen an asset, a hard money supply asset, that's ever been more scarce than gold. This is literally an event that you and I can tell our grandkids about. But why this affects you in the short term, if you hold Bitcoin, is because the reason people care about the halving is because basic economics 101, supply and demand, if the demand of any asset just stays the same, doesn't even increase, just stays the same, and supply faucet gets cut in half, price goes up. That's why every 4 years we see these blow off tops in Bitcoin. It doesn't happen that day, but about 12 to 18 months after every single Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin has these bull runs because of what the supply is doing. And also, from everything we've seen, demand isn't staying the same. Demand's only increasing, especially this year, from an institutional level through these ETFs. But I guess that's the point of the Bitcoin halving. It becomes scarcer than gold. Now that brings us to the question that we've been talking about a lot on this channel. If you subscribe to Altcoin Daily, you have some of this alpha you knew first. But my point of view, and when we say priced in, it means has the expectation of this event, have people already bought it up in anticipation? For example, back in 2021 with Dogecoin, when Elon Musk hosted SNL.
And what's with this coin phrase? Everything is alpha, 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 alpha. I got alpha. This is good alpha for you. This is more alpha. All of a sudden, crypto's turning into the alpha project. Everything is alpha, alpha, alpha. I'm not sure where that came from. So let's see. I think that was mainly, let's see what he's talking about. Trying to see if we want to do this Bitcoin price prediction. Let's see what he's talking about here. What is that? 6 minutes? Let's give him a couple more minutes here before we push over.
Some people said that was priced in. It was a case of buy the rumor, sell the news, because Dogecoin's price didn't explode after Elon Musk hosted SNL. Dogecoin rose in anticipation, people buying the rumor, and then the day it happened, they sold the news.
Yeah, that's what it was. Buy the rumor and sell the news. So I think this Bitcoin might be a buy the rumor, sell the news event where people were getting ready, they bought it, and then they sold it right when everyone else starts to buy in. So let me see. We'll give them a couple more minutes, then we'll want to push on to the next video.
My view on the Bitcoin halving has always been this, or actually every major event in crypto, that if you're asking me, should I expect volatility in cryptocurrency the day of a major event, then my bias is yes. My bias would be there will be a case of buy the rumor, sell the news in any capacity, as these markets are bought and sold in real time. That was my stance for the BlackRock ETFs the day that happened. And to be clear, that doesn't change my thoughts on Bitcoin long term, the end of the year. I'm just talking about on a minute scale that day, because the day BlackRock launched the very first Bitcoin ETF this year, back in January, Bitcoin did dump.
Yeah, actually, I did get in the Bitcoin ETF too. This is not financial advice. I'm not saying to get some, but he's right. That first day, when they went on sale, the price tanked. And it's pretty much like everything else. It's buy the rumor, sell the news. So the time that it actually comes out, there's not a lot of hype, right? They hype up to the event, and when the event happens, everything kind of fizzles out. But after that, a couple days, it started to take off. So it's not that you have to jump on it that day, which I think is also happening with Bitcoin today, right? There's not probably going to be a whole lot happening tonight when the halving happens, but after that, it's going to get bigger.
That day, and I think that week as well. Of course, long term, what that fundamentally meant, Bitcoin's price only continued to increase because, again, they were taking away demand. BlackRock is accumulating still, and Fidelity and ARK and all these ETFs at an incredible rate. So my view on the halving is it will be a case of buy the rumor, sell the news. At the same time, I don't think the Bitcoin halving is priced in. While it may dip, today, that day, or this week or next week, what this fundamentally means for the network is that it's only becoming more scarce. And even if this Bitcoin halving is priced in, the next 5 Bitcoin halvings are not priced in. There will be a Bitcoin halving every 4 years until the year 2140, somewhere around there. So again, this is time will tell. The point is, it's not what happens today. It's about what this means for the network over the next 100 plus years. Now how about Dubai? Dubai. Oh, was there one more thing I had to say about Bitcoin? Guys, like this video if you appreciate these one-on-ones, me coming to you direct to camera. Again, the regular content's always going to come where we go over news, but I wanted to come to you first. Is the Bitcoin halving priced in? What to expect? Okay, this is the last thing I want to say. My Bitcoin price prediction for this cycle. Because again, these price rallies go with the halving, usually 12 to 18 months afterwards. Something that we've also never seen Bitcoin ever before is the rally into the halving. Usually we're near all-time lows into the halving, and then we see the price effect 12 to 18 months after. For the first time ever, we've seen a price run up because of these ETFs the 12 months before the halving. So is it over? Is that the buy the rumor, sell the news? My thought process has always been, after the Bitcoin halving, 12 to 18 months after, Bitcoin has at minimum 3x'd from its old all-time high based on what the halving does and based on increasing demand. For example, the all-time high for Bitcoin at that blow-off top in 2017 was 20K. The top of the next cycle was 69K. So that was a 3x. Back in the olden days, around 2009, 13, it was a whole lot more than 3x, but we are seeing diminishing returns. But we are seeing more demand from an institutional level this cycle more than any other cycle. But my thoughts have always been Bitcoin's at least minimum going to 2x, which was speculation on my part, only because if it's at least 3x, a 2x from 69K, let's just call it 60, it's at least going to hit 120. It was always my expectation. That's my conservative price target. Yes, there are things going on a macroeconomic level, geopolitical level. I mean, war in countries that could change things. But again, I personally think from everything we've seen over the years, Bitcoin's value is only understood easier when we see these sovereign nations warring, when we don't know what the hell the Fed's going to do with the United States monetary policy every single meeting. Bitcoin's monetary policy is unchanged. So even with that, I guess that's all to say. My base case is still 120. I still think that, we see that at the end of this year, closer to next year, or at the beginning
Sorry, I
of next
got
year.
carried away. Had to go let the dog out. So we went a little bit over on the Bitcoin. Let me see. What was his prediction?
As I get more information, I'm going to keep my head to the grindstone. I'm still trying to bring notable people on and researching. So as I update my opinion, I will update you. Dubai. Man, we were here. We got in the day before.
Yeah, it's kind of rainy over there. We're going to keep pushing. This is Zach Humphreys, and he's also talking about this BlackRock and Bitcoin ETF. I think people aren't realizing that as the Bitcoin halving happens and it becomes more scarce, everybody, mom is trying to get their hands on Bitcoin. And I think that's going to be the catalyst to actually drive the price up. So I don't know what you guys think about that as well. Come on, like, share, and subscribe. And let's get the comments going. Where you guys at today? You guys just listening, not talking? What's the word? Let me know the word on the street.
Crypto news here. BlackRock is bullish on this big event. Of course, you guys know what it is. It's the Bitcoin halving. Hours away. We're going to talk about what this means, what BlackRock is saying, everything you need to know right here on the channel. It's kind of been crazy here. The market's up a little bit, even amid some political unrest and some things, some retaliations happening right now in the Middle East, which obviously never want to see it. Interestingly enough, market is not reacting in a negative way yet. Maybe it's a little too early. We'll see. But hopes are that it's kind of well. First off, hope is that things get better with all of that, and obviously it doesn't impact the markets. But real quick before we jump into all of this breaking crypto news on the Bitcoin halving and what BlackRock's saying with Bitcoin, I just want to give you guys a quick little intro to CoinW. So we were at the party here in Dubai for CoinW. Got to meet all the top traders that you guys would know from YouTube. And it's interesting because they've got a deal running right now. When you register, deposit, and trade, you can win up to $30,000 in USDT. You have to use my link to sign up down below. Deposit at least 200 USDT and instantly receive $5 cash back in USDT and get a chance to win a piece of the 30,000. Now, here's the other cool thing. This is a great offer. When you sign up and fund your account today, you're going to be immediately put into a free trading group. That link is also down below. So not only do you get to join an exchange, get a nice discount, have a chance to win some cash, but now you're going to join a bunch of live traders, which we're going to have some on the channel, by the way. That's going to be something we're going to bring in the future. You're going to have a chance to see them in action and learn from the best people as well. So links down below to CoinW, as well as some other exchanges down there too. So let's talk about the Bitcoin halving, because the countdown is certainly here, right? So scheduled as soon as Friday, of course, 14 hours away is what we're hearing. What does this really mean? Well, fundamentally, lower supply, right? Lower supply is obviously supportive of any assets value.
Man, wasn't even talking. Dang it, I forgot to turn the sound on. But yes, lower supply is definitely going to help Bitcoin. Shout out to Kazam. Remember Casper, Casper, Casper. But as the price of Bitcoin goes up, that's why we're looking at this and talking about it. Bitcoin is the tide that raises all the boats, right? So if Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin's going to rise, and Bitcoin's going to take everything else up. So as Bitcoin becomes more scarce, the price is going to go up. But we want Bitcoin to go up so everything else can go up, especially altcoins. So let's get back to Zach Humphreys, and then we're going to get into some altcoin videos. Man, Dusty, BC, and Token Matrix. Going to talk about some altcoins because I'm sure that's what you guys are here for. Finding the altcoin gems to invest in. So let me know what you guys think in the chat and what's going on, Kazam.
Valuation. Okay. But if we look at Bitcoin and how it's performed after the halving, these last few halvings that we've seen, anywhere from a week to 6 months after the Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin's price has always doubled. So if we enter into the halving, let's say.
Yeah, I think the price is going to go up. Not sure about double, but definitely go up. But what happened to the super chats? I haven't got a super chat in weeks. Are you not entertained? What's going on? Well, let's mess with you guys. It's Friday, so getting a little hyped because getting ready for the weekend, baby. And looking at what is this? The Bitcoin halving. We've been waiting for 4 years, and I want to see what's going down with the Bitcoin halving. And I was expecting a lot more, but I guess it is a buy the news event, buy the rumors, sell the news event, because it ain't a whole lot going on, right? Even in the market, only thing pumping is Safe Moon, and I don't even know why Safe Moon's pumping. I don't even know why people are investing in Safe Moon, because I got scammed with the rest of us on Safe Moon, and people are like, let's go back to it. This guy with Safe Moon, I think, left with what, $50 million and disappeared. So I don't know, but I'm definitely not financial advice, but I'm not putting a dime in the Safe Moon. Let me know if you guys are into it. Let's get back to the video. Zach Humphreys and Bitcoin. And this is Aya Volton.
At 165,000, just for example, or 60,000. We should see a 120 to 130,000 Bitcoin price by the end of 2024. If history.
He said 130,000. What's we want? Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
By the end of 2024, if history repeats itself. By the end of 60,000. We should see a 120 to 130,000 Bitcoin price by the end of 2024, if history repeats itself.
That's what I thought he said. 160,000. I might have to turn my Bitcoin miners back on. I was talking to people and looking at mining videos. You know, I'm mining, so we're back and forth between crypto and mining. A lot of people was like, "Why are you mining?" And now they're talking about mining. But he was saying, if Bitcoin is becoming scarce, people aren't going to turn their miners off. It's time to turn them back on. Because if it was 60,000 and you were mining, and it goes up to 170,000, even though you're getting less, they're going to be worth more. So let me know what you think about that as well. And I have Volton, Volton. I guess that's Volton, Venton. Yeah, let me look this up, this Omni network, and see, because this is news to me. So let me go back to Zach and we'll see what you're talking
Now,
about.
historically as well, it's proved to be a catalyst for prices all across the market. So not only has it helped, obviously, Bitcoin, but usually that 6-month period when Bitcoin's, climbing and setting new all-time highs, altcoins are also sending, right? Altcoins are getting a ton of capital. We haven't seen that yet. That's what's exciting. We have not seen that yet. Previous Bitcoin halvings in 2012, 2016, and 2020 were all followed by
Maybe towards the weekend and over the weekend or this evening, it's going to pump, right? That's what I'm waiting for, these altcoins to pump. We've been waiting for 4 years, and now halving's here. And when the halving starts, will the Bitcoin pump and bring everything else up, or will the altcoins pump by itself? Let me know what you think. And again, I'm looking up this Omni network launch to see what that had happened. And we'll get back to Zach.
massive rallies in its price. So the year after May 2020, Bitcoin's halving, our last one, the crypto's price, Bitcoin, went up 545%. Okay. This current cycle, I think, is even going to be bigger than anything we've ever seen. Why? Because we have the institutional demand now, right? For a while, it's been just us, retail people. But we've already set new all-time highs before the halving. That's never happened before. That's never happened, ever. So BlackRock is super excited too. We're going to get into that a little bit as well, and what they're saying. But they are definitely, helping the cause. There's no doubt. They quickly, had 1% of the supply very, very quickly. They're continuing to be, I think, an easy way to get access to Bitcoin, unlike we've ever seen before. And it's growing. What I've always said about BlackRock, not only are they bullish on Bitcoin, they're bullish on crypto and the tokenization of real world assets, where I think that's where we're heading next. But Larry Fink has done one thing, I think, for Bitcoin. And obviously, we see it. He's legitimized the asset, right? He's legitimized the asset for the normies, right?
Yeah, he's right, because Larry Fink did a 360 here, or 180. At first, it was Bitcoin, Bitcoin, don't buy Bitcoin, don't mess with cryptocurrency. Then all of a sudden, magically, he's like, oh, yeah, I think Bitcoin's going to be a good store of value. Bitcoin's going to be cyber real estate and so forth. So all of a sudden, I'm not sure why his narrative changed, but I guess him and the rest of the banking fat cats are now in on Bitcoin. And this is Eye of Voton, Vanden. I don't know, but this is what you're talking about. This Omni Network. Omni Network plunges 50% day after launch. So I don't know about Omni Network launch. One of the biggest launches on Binance since Athena. So I don't think it went too well. I'm just reading from the past these articles. You said Omni Network, just double checking. The Omni Network native token Omni significantly drops in the last 24 hours, following a massive airdrop and listing on major exchanges like Binance, Bybit, and BitGet. Officially launched on April 17th, Omni attracted considerable attention in the crypto community after airdropping 3 million tokens. What the? Hold up.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Yeah, I got to get some more sounds, but at this point, this is all I got, so bear with me. But yeah, 3 million tokens, early test network users, developers, and participants. However, this key milestone endorphin didn't last, as tokens took a downward trajectory within hours. So that must mean when they dropped them, people started selling them, right? Within a mere 30 minutes of launch, the price of Omni per CoinMarketCap plunged 30%, dipping from $53 to $39. This rapid descent was followed by further volatility, with the token's value plunging by 50% to trade $25 at the time of writing. So I don't know. Maybe that's a good investment to get it cheap because the price went down. But I don't know enough about it to know if it can or will bounce back. So let me know what you guys think about that as well. And moving forward, I think that was Zach. So this guy's talking about the Bitcoin billion buy sign. This is Crypto World. And this is his Halving news, I think. Where do we start at? What is this? Yeah, this is the Halving, and this is the last Halving video. Then we're going to go to our altcoins. Just want to make sure you guys understand what's happening with the Bitcoin Halving, and if the tide will raise, if Bitcoin will raise the tide on these altcoins. Let me know what you think about that. Go ahead and hit me with the super chat or something, some comments. Where you guys at today? Shout out to BTM. Let's go. Happy Friday.
In this video, there's only around 12 hours to go until the Bitcoin halving, which, by the way, only comes once every 4 years and is extremely bullish for Bitcoin, fundamentally speaking. And now it's important to understand that just because the Bitcoin halving happens in around 12 hours from the time of recording this video, it does not necessarily mean that we're going to see a massive bullish move right on the Bitcoin halving, because basically the Bitcoin halving usually takes a while to really start impacting the price of Bitcoin. It usually starts really impacting the price of Bitcoin over the next few months or so, because basically, in case you're new to all of this, the Bitcoin halving reduces the amount of Bitcoin that the miners can actually mine. The Bitcoin miners can actually mine new Bitcoin. And because the Bitcoin miners have a lot of expenses to handle, like, for example, paying for electricity or paying for new mining hardware, basically the Bitcoin miners usually end up selling a lot of the Bitcoin that they actually mine in order to pay for those costs, which basically means Bitcoin miners are usually net sellers. They're usually just selling the Bitcoin that they're mining. But once again, the Bitcoin halving means the miners are getting less Bitcoin for every block that they're mining, which basically means the Bitcoin miners have less Bitcoin to sell. And so essentially, the Bitcoin halving significantly reduces sell pressure, which basically means that Bitcoin becomes more scarce as time goes on. And that is bullish for the price. If it's harder to obtain Bitcoin, then it's usually going to be more valuable. And that goes for basically any asset. And if we're taking a look at the Bitcoin halvings throughout Bitcoin's history and their impact on the price of Bitcoin here on the monthly time frame, so each one of these candles is an entire month. We saw the first Bitcoin halving happen back in 2012. Over the next 1 year or so, we saw a massive bull run almost straight to the upside in the price of Bitcoin. And then we saw the second halving around mid 2016. And then we saw a massive bull run over the next 1 year, approximately in the price of Bitcoin. The same thing for the third halving. The third halving happened around May 2020. And then we saw a massive bull run over the next 1 year, approximately in the price of Bitcoin. And once again, within the next 1 day, just a matter of hours away, we have the fourth Bitcoin halving taking place.
Stop. If you are buying options, you're wasting your time and money. Hi.
And so, based on Bitcoin's history and based on the fundamental nature of the Bitcoin halving and what it actually does for the Bitcoin price, it's extremely likely that we're going to see a major bullish market over the next 1 year, approximately, as the most likely outcome. But obviously, a bullish market doesn't mean only bullish price action. A bullish market can contain short term pullbacks here and there. And so just keep that in mind. Obviously, on smaller time frames, we can see short-term bearish price action, but when we're zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, we're still within a larger bull market. And taking a look at some other crypto news today, Tether just printed $1 billion USDT. And this is extremely bullish for Bitcoin and crypto because basically this means there's an increasing demand coming into the crypto ecosystem because essentially what Tether did here was replenish their reserves. They didn't just print this out of thin air and release it into circulation without anything backing it. But what they did do is print this and basically have it in their reserves ready to go. And basically, when large investors, for example, send actual US dollars to Tether, then Tether has this USDT ready to go to send over to those investors.
So Tether think they slick. They're gonna go ahead and print $1 billion more just in case you guys are trying to buy in, of which you use your Tether to buy Bitcoin. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of factors that are starting to come in play for Bitcoin and for people to buy Bitcoin. So it is a sell the rumor, buy the news event, right? It starts and then they're kind of positioning you to buy and buy and buy and buy. But it's a slow process, right? They're going to get us in. They got the hook. Once they hook you on the line, then they start reeling you in and the price starts going up. So let me know what you guys think about that as well.
Once Tether actually receives the actual US dollars in their bank. And so just for example, let's just say you had $1 billion US dollars. If you sent $1 billion US dollars in a wire to Tether's bank account, basically they can send that 1 billion USDT to your crypto wallet. And so essentially, this is kind of like a giant on-ramp from fiat currency from the banking system coming into crypto. And so essentially, it's a boost in liquidity inside the crypto ecosystem. And anytime where we're boosting liquidity, that is bullish for Bitcoin and crypto. And we can actually see this on this chart right here. This is
all right, so that was the extent of what we're talking about here. So let's go to my main man, Dusty BC, with his top 10 crypto coins buying in 2024, because I know it's what you guys are here for. You wanted to see the altcoin information. See if we can switch. Here we go.
Should I be buying? And what's even making this more difficult is that you don't only have to choose whether or not the market's going to pick up from here, because it's really questionable with the halving coming up and with the price being so volatile, also because of the WAR. And it's really quite confusing, right? Should you be buying? Should you be waiting? But then a second question on top of that is, if you want to buy, which coins do you buy? So today, I thought it would be a good idea to just talk about some of my favorite coins, some of the coins I think are interesting. And I think we've got to start it out by saying AI coins are still very, very juicy. Yeah, I think a lot of people have got the idea that AI coins have hit their peak. I don't think so. I think we have actually barely just started. I mean, Fetch and Singularity Net and another Oceaneer are all bundling into one coin. I think it's going to be the biggest AI coin out there. Personally think it's quite big on its own, but a couple of coins I've got a good chunk into, as you guys might know, are AI's RSS3, and I personally think this is a subgenre or kind of like a parallel genre to AI in the deepen space, the deepen sector. I think a lot of coins are also nice. And as I said, there are very, very many overlaps, but one that's in the deepen list, but not in the AI list is IoTex. Personally, also think that is a pretty juicy coin. Holding all of these, and I think they'll do well over the next few weeks to months. But again, this all is based on the core principle that crypto moves upwards. That's the caveat here. That's the basis line, because if crypto goes for a little meltdown here, your altcoins are going to become worth less than it would have been in Bitcoin. I mean, also less in dollars, but specifically Bitcoin is better when times are bad. But anyway, if the market does pick up, I think the AI/deepen sector is one of the easiest ones to go for because it's
Yeah, I agree with him there. It's definitely going to be the biggest narrative will be these AI coins. So do your research on AI coins and AI tokens. And it's weird. Every time I pause the video, I always get some people looking crazy. I don't know how that happens. I don't know if it's divine intervention or just bad luck. But don't forget to sign up for the Black Tiger Miner Patreon channel. And this is some of the real world asset tokens. I think real world assets are going to take off. This is not financial advice, but this is just me telling you for entertainment purposes, trying to give you a leg up in this investment crypto game. So let's go back to Dusty. I thought Dusty was going to get to his list, but he hasn't quite ran through the list yet. So we'll keep watching and let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't be scared to hit the super chat. It's Friday, right? Support your main man, BTM.
It's just one of the most trendy pieces out there. However, like some of you guys have pointed out previously, and like anybody in the crypto space should know, today's trend is not tomorrow's trend, and one that's been gathering a lot of attention quite recently, but in my opinion, hasn't really picked up yet, is the real world assets sector. There are many coins in this list right here which still have yet to pop off. And I find it quite hard to give you like one or two coins, as for the most part, I think the entire real world asset sector has just not gotten the appreciation yet that it should have. But I do believe the majority of your banger coins, the ones that go insane, are yet to launch. And the reason I'm saying that is because I think the companies that will really pop off in real world assets are going to be the ones that have already done extremely well in Web 2, the non crypto space, that are now moving in. But we don't really know too much about them yet. And I mean, it's kind of to an extent also depends on how far you want to fetch or how far you want to reach when it comes to real world assets. For example, if they are tokenizing real world assets onto crypto, but all the project does is just facilitate the trade of those assets, is that then a real world asset type of crypto? Well, they only facilitate trade, but it's connected. Or if they provide a yield on some other crypto project, is that there? So it's sometimes kind of vague. Anyway, but in the real world asset space, I think it is worth spending some time into because right now it's kind of under the radar. You might think, oh, but you hear it around a lot. It's really still quite under the radar. But I think the next big thing could be this. And as you guys all know, memes, I don't think I have to tell you too much except for saying memes are pretty cool. And if the market's good, they make money. I told you guys about Mew a good while back. It was actually one of the best meme coins I've bought in a while. I think the first talk about it was at like 0.004. It went to 0.002. And the day after, because we all heard it was getting listings, but it was kind of uncertain. It went to 0.006, which was pretty amazing. Today, there's another meme launching that I've talked about over on Twitter. And yeah, just generally speaking, really, really excited and bullish on memes. The only problem is this is your most risky sector. The market's bad. These ones bleed the most. And when the market's good, these do the best. It's almost impossible to tell you which ones, though. As I said, I am a big fan of Mew, and I'm a big fan of something called Foxy. I'm not so sure if it's actually on here. Oh, yes, it is. Also a big fan of Foxy, which is on Linea. I think Linea is still, again, very much under the radar, but could be the next big thing. And next in line is a project we've actually talked about before, as they're a pretty good partner of the channel, and it is called Landrocker. It's basically a crypto game that, as
So have you guys heard of any of these projects? Any of these he's talking about so far?
of this point, it's got some pretty juicy cinematics, as you can see right here. And right now, they're doing a pretty massive fundraising round, which it seems is actually almost over, only a few
Yo, are you guys out there? What's going on today?
days left. And there comes the point. Because I think it's one of the easiest ways to make crazy gains. But I will give you guys a couple of words of warning, which are, if a project is raising like this on their website, there have been a lot of ones that have still done crazy performances. But usually these are not my preferred type of investments, as you want the most exclusive ones. And these are obviously open to a lot of people. Having said that, many of the projects that have really public launch exceeded my expectations by a lot because the market was ready for it. And most of those sorts were in the gaming space. But just take a look at Portal, for example. Nearly anybody was allowed to invest. And the price of Portal did a really amazing from anybody that risked it, that went for it. And usually that's the case because, they also make sure they go up in price as time progresses, as they raise more. And I guess a lot of other YouTubers are talking about it right now as we speak. Maybe, just maybe, I'll get to this list as well. But the economy is actually pretty wide. It's not very easy to explain what exactly the token will do because it's a pretty deep system, ladies and gentlemen. They've got a lot of things thought out to make sure there's a lot of use, but they make sure to focus and basically fix the issues of inflation of tokens in game to earn or play to earn, and of course the trust, which could make this a pretty unique opportunity. And I'm talking about gaming anyway. Yeah, gaming is an absolutely massive sector, but there comes the problem with that also, that gaming is so extremely huge that it can sometimes be overwhelming to look at. And so if you want to, not be as much overwhelmed with the quantity, how many projects are out there, but mostly so by the difficulty, you might want to look into Runes BRC20 and Ordinals, which are basically everything built on Bitcoin, based around Bitcoin, as I think it's getting some attention, sure, but I think if you ask the average Joe around what it really is or what runes are or what an ordinal is, that they wouldn't really know. Whereas with gaming, yeah, it's going to pop off because everybody knows it, but that's like a different investment thesis. To explain it again, the gaming thesis is you buy into it because everybody understands it and everybody wants it because they know there's money and they know there's crowds, they know there's people there. Whereas with BRC, with Bitcoin projects, Bitcoin, new layers, everything related to Bitcoin, which is now popping up. No, most people won't know it. No, most people don't really get it yet, but that will come. And another part is what made Bitcoin so attractive will most likely make things on Bitcoin and around Bitcoin attractive yet again also. And since now Runes is coming up from today on forward, yeah, the thesis makes a lot of sense, I think, to just basically how people banked on Bitcoin before, bank on Bitcoin's entire ecosystem now. And if you want suggestions, all I would tell you is start with Runes because it's popping off now. It's literally starting tonight. You've got a little bit of time to look into it, but most importantly, it's your pivoting point. If I wanted to give you something that's already established, I'd say, again, start at BRC20s. What are they? What does it do? Or I could say, start with everything EVM compatible that's related to Bitcoin, basically meaning it's all in a like Ethereum format, but it's related to Bitcoin. But no, skip all that, go straight to Runes. Do your best to research it because there's a good chance over the next few months it's going to really grow a lot. And it's a waste to not be there as early as possible. And well, how much early? Oh, almost choked on myself right there. How early can you be, or how more early can whatever, than before it's even started? Because tonight it's going to start, and I recommend you guys to take a little bit of time. Oh, how do you start? Just type in Runes on webs. You're not completely lost. Hopefully, go read through a couple of articles.
Yeah, I'm not sure what runes are, but I figured there would be more altcoins. But moving forward, this is my main man, Token Matrix, and he always has a good list of tokens. Trying to see what he's saying. Where are we at? Are we at this best? Yeah, so we're going to start here at the biggest altcoin season ever. Actually, longest bull run ever. I think we're kind of in between, so let's go back to longest bull run ever. It's 10 seconds. It'd be too
and
bad.
Also, altcoin season. We're going to have the longest altcoin season ever. Put that on tape. We expect the altcoin market to go to anywhere between 8 to 14 trillion total crypto market cap. Just think about that. Right now, we're under 3 trillion total market cap. So there's a lot of money to still be made in crypto. So how do we go through and select these tokens? One, these tokens are trading on exchanges already. We've gone through over 600 projects in the last 1 year. And these are products that have 80% tech grade or higher, or have fundamental grade of 65% or higher. And most of these are pretty much new projects, early stage projects that are trading on exchanges under $100 million market cap. I wanted to make sure that there was some liquidity. So they have about 500,000 daily trading volume at least, and have a huge ROI potential. Please note, these tokens are moving fast and the valuations will change by the time this video is published. And why should you listen to Token Metrics? We help people make money in crypto since the beginning of 2016, 2017, and even last few cycles. This customer put in 80K into Matic because it was on wacky exchanges. He couldn't get more. He wanted to get 500,000. And that 80K turned to almost $10 million at the peak of the cycle. Well, guess what? We're trying to give you the same alpha here on YouTube. If you're a customer, you have already received this offer in advance. For those of you who are curious about Token Metrics, we're showing you why you should listen to our research. We'll help our customers find Casper early, back in May and June, BitTensor, GameSwift, projects like Pixels, Parcels. But anyway, enough tooting our own horn. One thing to know, these are low cap gems. High risk, high reward. Most will fail. There are 10 tokens on this list. Don't expect all 10 to automatically do 100x. Nobody's perfect. But we do think a handful of these tokens, 2, maybe 4, at least more than 1, we think will have life-changing returns. And don't allocate more than 5% of your portfolio into any of these hidden gems. As usual, not financial advice. Go to tokenmetrics.com/disclosures or to ventures.tokenmetrics/portfolio to view our funds portfolio. All right, with that being said, what's the first project? Right off the gate, we're starting with Botto, a project we shared with our customers a long time ago. Botto is, in essence, is building a decentralized autonomous artist. What the heck does that mean? Botto is basically using AI, doing kind of like Midjourney, to generate tons of art. And then they use the community, basically kind of like a DAO, to vote on the best art. And the best winning art based on the community's influence is then minted as an NFT and sold on Super Rare. Very, very interesting project, especially combining AI and NFTs. Market cap for Botto is 55 million, ranked 708 in market cap. FTV is 125 million. Fundamental score 66%. Big narratives here. NFTs and AI. Its competitor is actually Noun's DAO. This was a project from last cycle. Noun DAO would basically mint an NFT every single day and sell it, and that money would go into the treasury. Botto has both NFTs, AI, and guess what? People who hold the token and vote also get a share of revenues. So it's a fee-earning token. What's the vibe? What does this remind me of? Noun DAO. Why we like it? AI and NFTs, and you can also make money with it via the revenue share. What's my prediction for this in terms of ROI based on market cap? Base case, I think this is an easy 10x. Moon case, I think this is a 50x. Just even 100x, but I want to be conservative with the first project here. Market cap prediction. Base case, I think this can get to 550 million market cap. Moon case, this can get to 2.75 billion market. Definitely make sure you go to tokenmetrics.com, search for Botto, and follow our trading signals if you're swing trading this during this cycle. And we also show you what exchanges this is traded on. Up next, Marinade. What is Marinade? Marinade basically is liquid staking for Solana. Market cap rank 62 million, rank 665, FTV under 240 million. Tech score is legit 87%. Big narratives here, liquid staking and Solana. Solana is a project we love. It's down over 10x in the last year or so. People thought Solana was down and out. We said no, Solana is not over. They have a huge war chest. They'll bounce back this cycle, and they have. And its competitor, Jito and Lido DAO, which is basically liquid staking on Ethereum. Jito's for Sol. What's the vibe? This basically reminds me of Lido DAO. Lido DAO did very, very well, had solid tech, brought liquid staking to Ethereum. Marinade is doing the same thing with Sol. Why we like it? Great tech, and it's undervalued relative to Jito.
Yeah, I don't know about the actual technicals behind Marinade, but I definitely like Marinade just because of the name. I just want to keep saying Marinade, 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 Marinade. That's a good name for a token. Shout out to Quarter Crawler. Casper, Rocket Red, Countdown, Liftoff. Yeah, kind of go through the video because we did talk about Casper briefly, but we're waiting on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is the wave that raises all the tide. Actually, Bitcoin's the tide that raises all the boats. So we need Bitcoin to do something so we can do something. Casper is down 2.1%, 0.9% in the last hour. Where is Bitcoin? I need to see a large Bitcoin candle. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's up 1.6 on the day, 0.8 in the last hour, up to 64K. So we need Bitcoin to take off so we can all hit the races, right? It's all coming down to Bitcoin, and we are patiently waiting. I'll probably go live again tonight. Let's see when the halving actually happens. 8 hours and 4 minutes, 44 blocks to go. And I've hear from the miners that people are turning off their rigs, trying to slow down the halving. So I don't know what you guys think about that as well. And this says approximately 9:45 Central Standard Time. So 8:45. I'm tripping. So we could go live at 9. Let me know if you guys are going to be up for that. You think it's a good idea? You don't think it's a good idea? But at this point, I'm like The Rock. I don't care what you think. No, I'm playing. I'm definitely waiting to hear what you guys think about that. And let's get back to Token Matrix. I want to have him on the show. He did reach out to me a while ago about coming on his show, but I think it might be more beneficial for me. Actually, I probably would be better to go on his show, actually. So let me know what you think about that. And let's get back to Marinade. I like the name Marinade, just period. Like, you know, that's like one of the top 5 names ever for crypto.
Gito. Our prediction based on market cap. This we think base case is a 20x, moon case 100x. The first 100x so far. Market cap.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that like button. And go ahead and hit the super chat. Don't be afraid to super chat. Help support the Black Tiger Miner channel. And let's get back to the video.
1.24 billion is the base case prediction. Moon case 6.2 billion market cap, not FTV. Up next, a new project. This one we literally just did a review on this today. Astroport. Astroport is basically an AMM and a DEX built in Rust. They're taking all the innovations on Ethereum in the Ethereum ecosystem and bringing them to the Cosmos ecosystem. So in essence, it lets you swap on Cosmos across different chains, similar to Uniswap or Osmosis, but you don't have to be on that chain. Market cap rank under 70.
Just because you said Ethereum, I'll stop listening. But this is shout out to you, Quarter Crawler. Casper. Let's freaking go, guys. I wish I had these things labeled. I always hit the wrong one. Remember, dance with who brought you to the party. Don't forget that. So shout out to Quarter Crawler out in Cali. California, wake up. Let's go.
80 million. Rank 645. FTV under 180 million. Tech is solid. 89%. Big net is here. Cosmos and DeFi. Its competitor, Osmosis, and this gives me Osmosis vibes, but we think this actually has more innovation.
Just for the fact that its competitor is Osmosis, I'm looking at Osmosis, right? I'm going to fund everything into Osmosis because this one is Ethereum based, and we are anti-Ethereum and anti Cardano, not Cardano, Cardano, and the Cardano clowns.
Why we like it? Great tech and undervalued versus Osmosis. RI prediction based on market cap 20x base case, moon case 70x. Prediction for market cap 1.36 billion, moon case 4.8 billion. Up next.
Well, we're funneling into Osmosis just because this is a competitor to this guy, not to who is this? Not to my main man here, Token Matrix, but just the fact that the token is a competitor to Osmosis. Look up Osmosis.
Next, one of our portfolio companies that just launched, Nibiru Chain. Nibiru is a proof of stake blockchain. It's basically an L1 that's competing with Injective, Say for the Cosmos ecosystem, and it's really focused on DeFi and real-world assets. Market cap is under 80 million, ranked 536, FTV about 630 million. Tech 81%. Big net is here, Cosmos and L1, layer 1. This is competing with Solana, Say, Injective, Neutron, and Archway. It is a crowded space in the market.
Yeah, this might be an actual good one to look at too if it's competing against Ingest. But as you mentioned, this is a crowded field here. I don't know if the returns on this guy is going to be so great.
For L1s on Cosmos. Why we like it? It's better than Neutron, and really it's Solana and safe for the Cosmos ecosystem. Cosmos really needs a fast L1. Nibiru Chain is doing just that. And what's the vibe? What does this remind me of from last cycle? Injective protocol. RI prediction based on market cap 20x, moon case 100x. That would mean the market cap for the base case would be 1.6 billion, and the moon case would be about 8 billion. So it has a lot of potential. Up next, oh man, this is a project I have shared with our customers numerous times. So this one I'm actually mining myself, a project that's really underrated, under the radar, actually from last cycle. It's been around for a while, but just began to be traded recently. Space Mesh. What is Space Mesh? Space Mesh is basically a blockchain that's trying to be fair and really compete with Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of being a more energy efficient cryptocurrency. Market cap 104 million, ranked at the top 3,000 market cap. FTV 7.5 billion. But this is why you got to have the research, because I shared to our customers on a webinar, premium webinar recently, with most products that are mining tokens, you can't really look at the FTV, right? That's like going back in time and analyzing Bitcoin based on its FTV as opposed to its actual circulating coins, right? So with Space Mesh, it's going to take a long time for the tokens or the coin to enter the market. This is a coin you mine, okay? So FTV, one of the few times where you have to just toss that out the window and analyze it based on its market cap. This is going to be similar to projects like Falcoin, which had a very high FTV, but FTV didn't really matter at the time because it's a mining project. Tuck rate 89%, very solid. Big narratives here: layer 1 and cryptocurrency mining. Its competitor, Bitcoin, Caspa, and Chia. The vibes, Caspa. If you look at the next Caspa, this is it. Last video I told.
Okay, so this guy is a competition against Casper. So you know what we want to do with that. Casper's the Army, better yet the Navy. Shout out to the Air Force, and if Elon Musk ever get it together, the Space Force. Casper's going to the moon, baby. So I did think about Space Mesh.
Big narratives here.
Up
Layer 1 and
until
cryptocurrency mining. Its competitor,
this point. Bitcoin, Casper, and Chia. I don't really care about Chia much, and Chia's not really doing anything. I know some guys that got Chia miners and are pissed they wasted their money on it. And it's a hard drive miner, so it's not really the most efficient way to mine, I would say. You got to have a ton of them to get something. And other guys that were mad, they wasted their money on those guys. But if this guy's competing against Bitcoin and Casper, I don't want it. But wow, and the ticker is SMH, shaking my head? Definitely. So let me know what you guys think about that one as well. And we'll keep pushing through the video.
Bitcoin, Caspa, and Chia. The vibes, Caspa. If you look at the next Caspa, this is it. Last video I told you Lithium, that's done pretty well. But guess what? This has a higher score than Lithium. Very, very early. It's still under the radar. This is giving me Caspa vibes. Why we like it? Great tech and very undervalued. RI prediction based on market cap. Base case, a 20x. Moon case, 200x. That means base case would be 2 billion market cap. Moon case, this can get to possibly 21 billion market cap at the peak of this cycle, at the peak of altcoin season, which we think is going to be sometime in 2026. Up next, another L1. VLS, I don't know how you pronounce it, VLX. This is a fast, eco-friendly blockchain. What is this doing? VLS is basically taking the Solana architecture and adding EVM compatibility to it. It's a parallel blockchain, fast like Solana, with EVM compatibility. Very under the radar, but also very high risk. Market cap and FTV of 40 million. It's ranked in the top 800 market cap rank. Tech score 90%. Fundamentals 64%. In our opinion, is worth the risk. Big narratives here: Solana and parallelized EVMs. Its competitor would be Neon, Eclipse, Phantom, and Monad. What vibe does this remind me of from past cycles? Phantom vibes. Why we like it? It's a Solana EVM with a very low market cap and great technology score.
Yeah, shout out to Quarter Crawler for the message there. Smash the like button. I was looking at that too. There's only one like on this video. So I don't know what's going on, but you guys can, it doesn't cost you anything to hit the like button, right? It's not even that hard to do. It's at the bottom of the video. And there's nobody commenting. Where you guys out? You just listening? Which is cool because I'm giving you that alpha. Hence alpha, alpha, alpha. But thanks for joining and tuning in. And let's finish this video out. I'm trying to get to a token that I can get behind beside what is that? NIBI, and definitely not going with the SMH, right? Shaking my head on that one. Huh? But happy Friday. Let's freaking go, guys.
Go. RI prediction, base case 20x, moon case 200x. That means the base cap market cap would be 800 million. Still pretty low, under a billion. Moon case, 8 billion market cap. Up next, Boson Protocol. Boson, in essence, is building the commerce layer for Web3. I like to think of the Boson as Shopify for Web3. In the same manner of how Shopify helps people build shopping experiences or shopping websites, Boson is doing the same thing at the infrastructure level. Market cap, 80 million, ranked in the top 600. FTV under 130 million. Tech score, 89%. Fundamentals, 66%. Big narratives here, real world assets, and NFTs. This competitor is really Shopify. What vibe does this remind me of? Although not related, an NFT.
I like how he gives the competitors the narratives and the tech score. The higher the tech score and the higher the fundamentals, the better off the currency will be, because they're actually researching and looking at the dev team, checking with the dev team, and understanding what the dev team's doing, trying to do, and what they're trying to sell. So I think that's pretty good as well. And this might be one to look at. So we're going to add this to the list. We got this one in our NIBI. So I'm going to add it to the Twitter, not Twitter, Patreon. I'm going to add to the Patreon on stuff to invest in. And let me get back to the video. What is this? Yeah, okay. Switch that to this and see what else he has.
L1, Flow. From back in 2017, Flow had huge partnerships with NBA, Topshop, and things like that. I think once crypto really takes off and we're in altcoin season, I would not be surprised to hear big brands partner with Boson Protocol for launching NFTs in the real world. Why we like it? Shopify for Web3, base case prediction for market cap 25x, moon case 100x. That means base case 2 billion market cap, moon case 8 billion market cap. Up next, Cruise Protocol. This is a project I love. Across, in essence, is building interoperability powered by intents for cross-chain bridging across EVM blockchains. Across is the fastest EVM bridge I've used. A few days ago, I transferred ETH from Arbitrum to Ethereum in less than 5 seconds. It was that fast. It was pretty much instant. Market cap is 40 million. It's in the top 800 market cap. FTV, 283 million. Tech score, 87%. Fundamentals, 68%. Big narratives here. Intents, interoperability, and cross-chain and EVMs. This is the bridge of choice for EVM bridging. Its competitors, you could say, are Wormhole, XLR, Connext, and Seller. The vibes, kind of similar but different. Reminds me of Thorchain back in the day. This is the fastest EVM bridge out there right now. I use this pretty much anytime I want to bridge from any EVM chain. Base case prediction based on market cap, 25x. Moon case, 100x. Market cap prediction, base case is 1 billion. Moon case, 4 billion. Up next, this project is very under the radar. One of our portfolio companies, Script Network. They're basically building a Pluto for Web3. If you know Pluto.tv, they're basically taking live streaming for different networks and making it available via Web3 and making that available to watch and get tokens for watching. Market cap. This is under 10 million market cap.
This also might be one to keep an eye on. Very low market cap. 10 million market cap is crazy low. Let me see something like I put on my Twitter channel. I guess nobody saw that. Where is it? Hold on a second there, amigo. I was posting these videos out yesterday. I was talking to another influencer, and this came up. Where were we? Here. Check out this Caspa, one of my first Caspa videos. Check out that market cap, 138.6 million. 138.6 million. We're talking about Caspa at 138.6. Caspa is currently around 2 billion, 2.5 billion market cap. I wish I would have invested more in Caspa here. I should have sold everything on Caspa at this point, but I wasn't sure it'd take off. So I DCA in. So I'm definitely not mad about that. And let me see. I want to show you guys this video since we're paused. I think this is hilarious for
You
Friday.
fail to understand that it's a new technology. It's the only secure database that's ever been invented. That's the technology. You fail to understand that it's a new technology that is as profound as the printing press or the electric light bulb. You're comparing it to things that you shouldn't be comparing it to. It makes no sense. It's the only secure database that's ever been invented. That's the technology. You fail to understand.
I got to keep that around because that is hilarious. This guy's passion and ambition is way more than most people are even interested in or keeping up. And let me see. I guess we can add script to this list. I don't know what you think. Add, don't add. Yay or nay to the research list. And again, this is not financial advice because I haven't researched these myself. This is just me checking out what's going on in the altcoin market.
It's 9 million right now, but has a lot of trading volume. It's in top 1,200 in market cap. FTV.
And shout out to Matt. Matt saying buy the news, sell the event means you buy the news arises of something, then sell it when it happens. It's common strategy to short an asset, including Bitcoin, doesn't mean more media coverage. Correct, right? Definitely agree with you there. It's not saying that it's going to increase the coverage, but I do think that it is going to help. And I guess you guys are showing up. So I need to start doing later videos when you guys get your coffee and ready to chat. I don't trade cash, but definitely not. Dublin 12. Where you been? Where you guys been at? It's Friday, and let's get ready for the weekend, baby. People already think Bitcoin is magic internet money without that mental case. Yeah, I like it, but I like the guy's conviction. I like his actually I might need to hire him, come in and shake up the YouTube influencers, right?
Under 40 million. Tech score 80%.
Get him preaching the gospel of Caspa and see how far that gets Caspa.
Fundamentals 75%. Big narratives here. Watch to earn and consumer. Its competitors could be Theta, LivePeer, and Pluto. The vibes kind of different, but back in the day, Step In had the whole walk to earn. I think watch to earn could be big. Why we like it? Very large community and very undervalued. Base case 40x based on market cap. Moon case 200x. That means base case gets us to 360 million market cap. Moon case 900 million market cap. Up next, very.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and throw out the super chats. It's Friday. Let's freaking go, guys. Let me see if we can hit the right one this time. Which one is it? Caspa. Let's freaking go, guys. That wasn't the one I was looking for. Let's try this one. If you're a 70s baby, you remember that in the club in the 90s, in 2000s, that comes on all the time. Just to let you know, there's nothing really going on. Back to it.
Very interesting project. Relatively new. Just had a coinless sale recently. Subcurie network. Basically, they're building a data indexing tool for Web3. What does that mean? Basically, Subcurie is competing with the Graph. Market cap 25 million. It's ranked 2517. It's ranked in the top 2600. FTV 321 million. Tech score 87%. Fundamentals 64%. Big narratives here. Infrastructure and data. Data is the fuel for AI. Its competitors, the Graph and Covalent. But what a blockchain engineer who did this code review told us is they think this is a better project than the Graph. Just think about it for a second. The Graph did pretty well for those who got in early, but this is a better project than the Graph, according to our engineers, at a market cap of only 25 million. So the vibes, the Graph. Why we like it? It's better than the Graph from a technology perspective, according to our blockchain engineers. Base case.
Better than the Graph. I don't believe it, but I'm definitely going to research that one and let you know what I think. So let me know what you think. Let me see here. I need to edit this real quick. Keep coming down. We'll change this to research. I don't want you guys buying it and yelling at me tomorrow, right? Best to research, right? Research. Do your own research and due diligence before buying in anything. Don't buy it because Token Matrix told you, or BTM told you, or anyone else told you. You need to do your own research and have a conviction about it.
50x. Mooncase 200x. That would get us at 1.25 billion market cap. Mooncase 5 billion market cap. And I'm actually being pretty conservative with most of these predictions because I believe the graph went to 4 or 5 billion last cycle. So the graph of this cycle will likely do even more. All right, so those are pretty much the 10 projects. But guess what? We have a special surprise for you. For those of you who follow us on social media, you probably already noticed, but the Tokenomics airdrop has started. Yes, it has officially started. We launched the Galaxy campaign, so we definitely want to make sure you guys are fully aware of this. And for those of you who don't know, Tokenomics, we help people build wealth.
Yeah, shout out to Token Matrix, but I'm not gonna push anybody's airdrop. I don't trust airdrops, and I'm not even 100% sure about the airdrop. I think I had something in here. No. Let me see. What is this? If not, we're gonna go back to this blockchain or Arch block. That's a search. Is this somebody? Yeah, it's just a search. So go back to this Arch block. He's talking about Arch block for a couple seconds, and then we'll shut it down for the day. Maybe come back on tonight after the halving.
Right? We are just one day away from the Bitcoin halving, and no one knows what Bitcoin is going to do at these levels, right? It could definitely make another move downward, and if that's the
Shout out to my main man, Clark. I guess this is Google's deck. I'm the newest shark in the last 24 hours. Sold everything I had and went all in on Casper this week. Now officially a Casper Maxi. So that's 100,000 to a million. So not financial advice, but people are definitely coming all the way in Casper.
case, then a lot of your altcoins are going to see more volatility in the weeks coming forward. And ArcBlock may very well be one of these altcoins that does another drop of maybe 10, 20%. Now I'm asking you, can you handle another drop in your altcoins? Can you handle another 10 to 20% drop? Because the next zone for ArcBlock is going to be this 130 to 160 zone. If Bitcoin does another flash crash to 55,000, then ArcBlock could very well see a drop to this consolidation zone right here, right? This very strong support zone that we've had for the last 2 months now, of 138 to 160, right? ArcBlock can very well retest that zone. Now, I'm asking you, are you ready for that? Are you ready for your portfolio to drop another 10, 20%? I made a poll a few days ago when we had that massive Bitcoin flash crash due to the war, and it looks like a majority of you are either buying the dip or you want to buy the dip, you're out of dry powder. Hey, I've been there before, it sucks, but we have to get through it. Now, at the end of the day, there's no correct answer to this poll. I would say all three of these answers are correct. You absolutely need to stay emotionless in this market, and you need to train your brain to not get emotional and sell on red days. That is the only incorrect answer. If you get scared and sell, and if you see, Bitcoin drop, if you see all of your altcoins drop, if you see your entire portfolio drop and you sell, that is the only wrong answer. You need to train your brain to not think that way, right? When we see volatility, when we see uncertainty, our immediate gut instinct is to protect our funds, right? Sell everything back into USDC and just wait it out, right? That is a lot of our initial instincts, right? We hate seeing red days, but you need to train your brain to think otherwise. And I'm saying this because we very well might see more and more red days coming after the Bitcoin halving, right? We're seeing more and more volatility. We're seeing geopolitical tensions rise, but we're seeing all of this in the midst of a bull run, right? Which tells me that this is just
No problem, Israel, brother. We ran over a little bit, but I'm going to finish this up, see what he says about Bitcoin. But he's definitely saying for emotional, you got to take your emotions out of it. I know a lot of emotional traders where you lose a couple cents and you dump everything and then it pumps the next day, right? So don't get carried away with your emotions on red days and definitely don't sell on green days. So a lot of times you just got to wait it out, right? A lot of people got into Caspa and dumped Caspa before it even pumped, right? I know a lot of people were talking about it and getting in deep, and you got out before you actually made any money. So it's going to be some red days, right? Mama said there'll be days like this. So it's going to be some red days. You just got to have some conviction and hold on.
Just a correction. This is a small setback to much, much greater heights that we're eventually going to reach in the future. If you get scared and sell on these red days, then I really don't know what to tell you. You know, you're not going to make it. You have to be.
Yeah, definitely. This is one thing I preach back to the evangelism of Caspa. Never sell on a red day. You've already lost the money anyway. Why would you sell at a loss? Right? Even if it tanked 40 or 50%, you've already lost that. Selling it down 40%, you lost 40%. Right? Just wait for it to come back up. And if it tanks, it tanks, right? But you've already lost the money. Why sell when it's down? Only sell when you're up. That's the only way you make money in this business. This is financial advice. This isn't for entertainment purposes. This is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm telling you, don't sell on red days. You're not making any money. Always sell when you're up, right? That's kind of the whole purpose of the market, what a lot of people miss, right? They're like, oh, it's down. Let me sell. Don't, right? I've been through a lot of crashes. This is not my first time at the rodeo, and this is not my first halving event or bull run. But wait till it goes up and sell, because it kind of defeats the purpose of investing if you sell when you lose money, right? That's like going to the casino and losing all your money. Once you get to a certain point, you got to stop, right? Like, okay, I'm losing, right? Like I know people that go to the casino and lose and go back and lose more and go back and lose more. Once they got your money, what use of is it to go back? You're not going to win your money back, right? You're not going to win back previous losses. So it kind of makes no sense to keep going back and keep dumping more money down the rabbit hole. But let's
Be
see
able
what
to
he
train your
says
brain to
about
stay emotionless in these red
the
days.
Bitcoin
Now, going
manipulation.
back to ArcBlock, we could very well see more red days like this, right? We could see ArcBlock drop all the way down to 130. I don't see it really breaking the zone. There's a possibility it could go to $1, but that's pretty low in my opinion. I believe we're going to stay in this range, even if Bitcoin drops to like 50K. But with that in mind, right, you have to realize the bigger picture. For ArcBlock, I think it's easily a $10 to $40 coin. And all of this price action right now does not matter in the long run whatsoever, right? It doesn't really matter if you pick up ArcBlock at 150 or $2 or 250 if you really see the vision in this project. So be prepared for red days, but also
Introducing Iron Beam, a bright choice for futures trading. Iron Beam is an industry.
Definitely be
be
prepared
prepared
for red
for the
days.
future when eventually.
And that'd be the good part of red days. And I thought he was talking about Bitcoin manipulation, and it does not appear. Is this the same? Because this is not even the same length. I don't know. But yeah, let me hit this guy one more time. I thought this is hilarious. You guys might not think it's funny, but I think let me turn it down a little bit because he is loud. But I think this is the most funniest thing I've seen today. This guy is hilarious.
It's the only secure database that's ever been invented. That's the technology. You fail to understand that it's a new technology that is as profound as the printing press or the electric light bulb. You're comparing it to things that you shouldn't be comparing it to.
This fool said the printing press or the electric light bulb.
It makes no sense. It's the only secure database that's ever been invented. That's the technology. You fail to understand that it's a new technology that is as profound as the printing press or the electric light.
I need to find this guy and hire him. Let me know if you know who this is or what. Yeah, this is hilarious to me, man. I don't care. You guys like it or don't like it. I'm going to keep playing it because it is hilarious.
It goes green as well. You want to train your brain to not get scared during red days and to not get overconfident during green days.
Yeah, definitely. Train yourself to attack on the red days, right? That's when you want to get that dry powder, as they mentioned, or say, is your money that's stored up, not the other kind of powder, but it's the one that's stored up that you can use to buy more crypto. And it's best to buy on red days, right? That's how you're going to make money. You're not going to make money buying when it's up. And a lot of people see green and start buying. You don't make money buying crypto when it's already up. I actually don't make money buying anything. You want to buy it when it's down and sell it on up. So don't buy on green days. I know it's tempting. You see it's up running. Oh, okay, let's get it. But it's, what is that called? Trying to catch a falling knife, right? Wait for it to come down and then catch it so you don't get cut.
Right now, what is happening is a lot of manipulation, right? Over the past few days, we've seen Bitcoin start to recover, right? It recovered all the way to that 63K, 64K range. And just a few hours ago, boom, drop back down, touched 59K, and now we bounce back to 61K, right? This is a lot of manipulation from big investors, right? From hedge funds. People want to shake out weak hands, right? These large institutions, they want to shake out all of these weak hands that eventually are going to buy much, much higher. They want to completely flush out the market, right? Flush out a lot of those longs, a lot of people that are leveraged too heavily. We could even see more and more selling as the days progress. And whenever you see a drop in Bitcoin, right? When Bitcoin drops $2,000, which is maybe like what? That's like 3%, 2%. All of your altcoins are going to drop another 5 to 10%. That's just how the game is. That's the game of altcoins that we investors play. And that's also why I think it's important to have some Bitcoin in your portfolio as well. Bitcoin makes up 30% of my portfolio, right? That can seem like a lot to a lot of you guys, right, who want those 5x, 10x, 20x altcoins, right? Because Bitcoin is not going to do a 20x. It's going to do, in my opinion, a 2x, 3x max from these prices, right? I don't really see Bitcoin going above 200K in this bull run. I can easily see it going and topping off around 120, 150K. But
so a lot of people are saying around 120, 150, or under 200. And I agree. I don't think it's going to get over 200. I don't think it's going to be enough liquidity coming in the market cap to do that. But even at 150, 120, that's kind of a 1x, 2x maybe. But you're right. For Bitcoin, it's more of a store of value, right? You put your money in Bitcoin because you know it's going to be there versus you're not trying to 300x, 600x, 500x Bitcoin. Yeah, of course. And if Bitcoin goes up to 200x, everything is going to go up, right? It is the tide that rises the wave on all the rest of the boats. So if Bitcoin goes up, it's going to push everything. And Casper is down 0.8. Go through the numbers real quick before we shut it down. We kind of ran over today, but it's a big day, so might pop back on this evening. And don't forget to join the Patreon and the Black Tiger Miner Twitter page. But we're going to have to shut it down. And just on the way out, don't invest in Safe Moon. Come on, guys. That's not financial advice. This is just me trying to tell you for entertainment purposes. Bitcoin halving is 7 hours, 11 minutes, and 15 seconds away, around 8:25 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I might come on tonight at 9. So let me know what you guys think about that. Shout out to Israel Brother showing up late, but it's better late than never. So shout out to you guys. But this is Black Tiger Miner signing out. I got to get out of here. And I'll see you guys tonight at 9. Peace out. And remember, Casper, Casper, Casper. Don't forget to dance with who brought you to the party. And peace out. And let's get back to the money, guys.